Training camp tip-off continues. The #1 overall pick of the 2009 draft, five-time All-Star Blake Griffin joins us of the Detroit Pistons. Blake, I know you're feeling good. It's media day. You got good energy. Let's start off talking about you missed a number of games last season. This is your first training camp with a brand-new coach. Does it feel like being a rookie all over again?
It definitely feels a little different, doing training camp in the same place for my first however many years, and now, coming in under Coach Casey with the Pistons, it's a little different, but it's been nice. We've gotten some to get to know each other this summer and got some good work in, so we're ready to hit the ground running.
Now, you were part of a once dynamic front court in Los Angeles. You and DJ out there at Lob City, we know all about that. But this is going to be your first training camp alongside Andre Drummond. How excited are you about this, and how dominant can you two be?
I'm very excited, man. I'm consider myself fortunate to play with a guy as good as DeAndre, and now to get to play with a guy who's just as good in Andre. So they make my job easy, especially big to big passes. I can throw it pretty much anywhere around the rim, and they go finish. So whether it's defense, rebounding, blocking shots, I always have somebody back there to protect me.
So you made the transition last season coming from the Western Conference to the East. What has been the most difficult thing as far as making that adjustment?
I came in, I got traded at the end of January, so really it was like 2.5 months. I was there for 2 weeks. We had All-Star break and then came back, and, we were dealing with some injuries as a team, so I didn't get a really good feel. That's why I'm so excited about this season, just to have a full summer, full training camp, and full year with one team and really know the ins and the outs.
So Coach Casey, during his introductory press conference, said, quote, "Our time is now," in reference to the roster rebuild. So, I have to ask, between yourself, Drummond, Reggie Jackson, what would constitute a successful season for the Pistons?
We want to make the playoffs. There's no more foundation building. I can't remember. I think they've made the playoffs once in the past 4 years or whatever it's been. So, now's the time to make the playoffs. And I've been in basketball long enough and been fortunate to make the playoffs and know that, anything happens once you get in the playoffs. We'd love home court. But there's a lot of good teams in the Eastern Conference. I think people, look at the Western Conference as they should because it's so powerful. But there's still some very good teams, some very, very good players. So, our goal is to every day get a little bit better and take that step towards making the playoffs.
Now let's talk about the offseason for a second. I've been paying attention to what you've been doing, and I saw that you started a side hustle, a side job, a part-time job doing stand-up comedy. Tell me a little bit about that and how it went.
I don't know if I'd call it a side job, but I do a charity event every year in LA, and we invite 4 or 5 stand-up comedians, and I sort of host the night, and it's a fun way for me to hang out, watch some very funny people, and also do some good for charity. So it was a good time.
Always good to have a good time. You spoke about L.A., of course. That's where you started your career. We all know that's Tinseltown. LeBron James took his talents out west, and it's been announced that there's going to be a Space Jam reboot or a sequel. Are you going to have any involvement with this project?
I don't know. That's his thing. Space Jam is one of my favorite movies, so if I get a chance, I'd love to be in it. But that's his project, and I'm sure they'll do well with it.
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to see you perform very well this season and maybe see you on the big screen sometime soon. Blake, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.